some. It's pushing. There we go. Now the sound's going on. Okay, I gotta change my Twitch stuff. That is not what I'm looking for. This. So everything else, I'm guessing, is pushing. There we go. Now the sound's going on. Okay. Turn that off. So this is the upside of it just being next to me. So, well, I'm gonna take a look here for a minute. So let me try and zoom out a little bit. Damn. Once this storm passes, I'm gonna sit. I'm gonna go back outside, see if there's any sort of hail. Because y'all can see, we do have a hail core coming in through the south central side of Denton over here. And then we got another one going up towards basically just like very northern portion of Denton. So I can. I don't think I can do my location. Actually, I can do my location on here. I think. Yeah. So we're right over here, close to the 35 east and west interchange. So we've got a hail core that is going to be coming over here. So I will go outside in a little bit and see just how much we're going to get. But the main threat today is going to be wind and hail. I believe there's like a non-zero chance of tornado. I think there's like a really low non-zero chance of tornadoes today. But I do need to change some of this stuff. I don't know why I have this set as St. Patty's Day stream elements, which I don't want. Because I had thought that I had started a new stream called something else. Hold on. I believe I have fixed this stuff on Twitch. Let me see if I can get back on here on Twitch, see what's going on. Woo, that one was a big one. I could hear that from here. Dang. Alright. This storm is now in full swing. So right now, I don't see the hail core. I mean, now it looks like it's going to ride up along the north side of 380. Just by what it looks like. I mean, the most recent thing was from 640, but that main hail core is going to be up here. Now, this is kind of like what it looks like. It's just this storm right here. You've got two areas of concern. You've got right where's now southeast side of Crum, heading east, and that is some rain pattern up here. And then you've also got nope, that's Velocity. And then you've got stuff northeast of that, kind of between Denton and Sanger, is our next one. So this one is going to be really, really, really interesting to see how it goes. This is not what I'm trying to do. I mean, look at the stream. No. Look at this one. Okay. There we go. Now I'm going to come back on here. Yep, that's muted. Thank you. But you can't. Yeah, so pretty much we're just watching out for the hail. And it's pretty much going to most likely go through the DFW area. And this outflow boundary, if I can zoom out a little bit, you can kind of see how this outflow boundary is. Right here. It's all heading straight south. So this storm is going to make things significantly cooler in terms of weather. Like, oh my gosh, is it gonna? I've already went outside to just look at it. It feels so much cooler in terms of temperature. So I'm kind of like, all right, this is gonna be good. At least like feeling the temperature. So let me see here. I think I've got everything. Oh, there we go. Got that going. And let me get OBS up here so I can see. Nice. Okay. So I know for a fact that no one's going to be watching this story. Ooh. Yeah, I have a friend that's just like, ooh, you should see the storms going on around here. And I'm like, dude, I'm already live. I'm looking right at it. Like, out here, if I were, like, I know I have a screen, but, like, I'm going to try and stand up for a little bit. So I'm going to try. Oh, I can't really do it that well. There we go. Yeah. I mean, I'm looking up right now outside, and normally I can see Deku Stadium, which is the home stadium for UNT. There's so much rain, I can't see it. Now, mind you, I think all the storms, this is dropping a lot of, this is probably going to drop a lot of rain for this area, especially northern DFW. This is going to drop an absolute massive amount of rain as I now try and sit back down. My earbuds. There we go. Gotcha. So, right now, I'm pretty much in the thick of it, if I were to say that. Hail core is now to the south. So there's actually, I think, about 3 separate hail cores that have popped up. You've got a small one that's on the very northern side of Crossroads at 380 and it's 377. You've got another one that's actually right to my south. So if I really wanted to, I could go out, just like cross the street and see if there's anything going on. But I have no reason to do that. Also, I don't know why my Twitch is showing that, like, oh yeah, by the way, your thing says it's a day 1 of St. Patrick's severe weather. I'm like, no, I'm not on that. It's just weird because I can't, like, change the I can't, like, rename this. Edit stream info. Yeah, there we go. That's what I want. I don't want to, like, do that. There we go. That's why I was like, huh? No, yeah. So we're pretty much good. Now I think it's just lighter-ish rain. So we're right now as of about 2 minutes ago, we're on the very north side of this core here. So this is right where a neighborhood is. If I can try and if I can get Google Maps to open up. Thank you. So this is pretty much going to encompass this neighborhood right here. So if I really, really want... That was right outside. That was right outside. As I was saying, so this whole neighborhood here is now in... Actually, nope. Now this hail core is on the very southeast side of UNT. Let's see. Yep. This hail core pretty much just said, nah, you not getting anything. So right now, this hail core is pretty much is in kind of like south central Denton. I think that does include a lot of some of the eastern portions of UNT, maybe going into Denton Square. So if anyone's outside, I don't think I've seen any sort of I mean, we do have a couple of readings. Like, okay, we got a pea-size hail right off of 35 from about 5 minutes ago. And then over in Crum, we do have dime-size hail. So we do not have a confirmed reading of over an inch of hail. A lot of this is, a lot of the storm has had radar readings of wind above 60 miles an hour, like up here in Sanger. This is still producing just under 60 in most places, so I would believe that once this storm moves out, it is going to turn into it's going to turn into a special weather statement at some point. I don't think it's going to stay for a severe thunderstorm warning, in my opinion. I mean, let me open this back up. Never mind, it is still a severe thunderstorm warning, and I'm about to get a phone call in the next 5-10 minutes. Oh, but there is a special weather statement. See, this is the weird thing. My phone has probably the more accurate stuff, and it also has all of the SPC stuff. But my phone shows all of the special weather statements, all the SPC readings, mesoscale stuff, but my computer does not for some reason. But let me see if I can at least attempt to try and draw it out. But it's pretty much from here all the way up to about here. That is a singular special weather statement. And this is pretty much what it says. At 6:34, Doppler radar was tracking an outflow boundary, strong winds along a line extending from Highland Village to Flower Mound to Keller to Eagle Mountain. Movement was east at about 30 miles an hour. So this stuff right here is still producing about 30 to 35 mile an hour winds. And you can kind of see that on our relative velocity radar. I mean, there are peaks where it's pushing 55, 60 mile an hour winds, which technically, because there's no rain, it's not a real storm. It's not warnable. But what's kind of interesting here is, what in the world is it doing over in Little Elm? Oh my gosh. I know that's not rotating. Yeah, that is not rotating, but what in the world is that doing? Right down here. I mean, look at what in the actual beeswax is that? Now, it looks like that hail core going through Denton has expanded. And it looks like there's another one that's popped up in southeast Denton, so that'll be something of interest to see. I'm going to take off my headset so I don't have to hear my voice so loudly. So, I would believe that, I'm kind of surprised this is not going a little bit more northeast, and why this hasn't been extended up towards Pilot Point and towards the Pilot Point area, because there is a significant hail core not only now to the southeast of Sanger, but a lot of that velocity readings, especially from the outflow, are coming in from the very northeast side of that storm. Yeah, it's producing 50 mile an hour winds, but it's nothing too terrible. To take a look again, we actually do have a couple of new reports on hail. So that hail core that just went to the southeast side, there's code red because of the new, because of all of this because of this new severe thunderstorm. So we can still have pea-sized hail from that smaller hail core, which is now located over here. And this Sanger one, we do actually have someone, that has reported that about 10 minutes ago, with half-inch hail. So as of right now, I think this one will definitely go on till 8 o'clock, just as a precaution. But we're not seeing any sort of massive, severe weather. And it looks like that storm has now moved out of Denton, so I can kind of see the stadium from, actually. Let me stand up for a minute. Yeah, the storm has moved out of the area, so it has, so everything is now moving into Denton. Pretty much the northeast side of Denton, because there's not really much separating Krugerville from Aubrey. Now, where this is going to go into, let me show y'all. So, at least where this new hail core is, this is pretty much riding up along the very south side, very northern side of Denton, because this is all technically like unincorporated areas of Denton County and Denton itself, as it's starting to make its way, I would say, like very east-northeast towards probably the south side of Pilot Point. But then Aubrey, Krugerville, and all this area is going to start getting some rain. Now, the bigger question is going to be, is some of this severe weather going to go directly, I don't want to say this. Oh, let me move that back over there. There we go. Why do we have so many? Oh, that's from YouTube. Gotcha. I was like, why is my YouTube and why is my Discord have 3 notifications? That's from me. Now, as I would, let me move back over to here. Now, the question is going to be STP. Well, it looks like some of these hail cores are getting worse. I'm kind of surprised that they have it so far north, because this hail core has kind of shifted this way, which again is east-northeast. And this is the strong hail core. There are still 4 or 5 hail cores from this storm, like scattered all around here between like the northeast side of the main northeast side of Denton and some of these other places. Like, for example, and I mean, this is still packing some wind. We've got a 1-inch tree limb broken. We've got another tree limb broken over here in Little Elm. I'm gonna see if I can keep the M-pings open here. But yeah, like a lot of this stuff is just wind and everything. And on the very back side of this storm, you do have some areas of moderate rain that are, I would say, a little bit more disorganized, but are making their way. And it looks like there might be another outflow boundary coming in from this one that's going to push straight east, from what it looks like. Oh, yeah, look at that. That is actually really interesting. So, I mean, looking at this, like, initially you had an outflow boundary heading straight south, but then as we keep going, you can see that now there's an out, but now you can see like the outflow boundary hits here as this storm is heading northeast, and on top of that, you now have a new outflow boundary heading straight east. So now, as we watch, this outflow boundary is just going to keep hitting this one here as it keeps going east, which has helped to fire up some of these storms here. Now, if we switch back over to KFWS, we can take a look and see like how, probably pretty much how this storm has kind of formed, because there wasn't really much of anything like in, I believe this is Wise County over here. I might be wrong. Please tell me I'm wrong. I don't remember all of my counties by name. I know a few by name. Like This is Hunt County, Rockwall, Kaufman, Ennis, Navarro, Dallas, Tarrant, Johnson, Collin, Denton. This is Grayson. That's Cook. Those are the main ones I know. I don't know all of them. But as we take a look, and as this keeps going, you can see that it's forming more of that outflow boundary as it's heading south towards Keller and Capel to where it's now. We've got a line pretty much right up here. And we just got a new reading here. So curious to see if, yeah, here we go. Yeah, this storm looks like it's moving straight east. So now we've got 2 hail cores here. We've got this one over here, and then now right over the majority of Crossroads has some of that too. And I believe on this one, yeah, that's this one here. So we do have 3/4 inch hail from this storm as we're taking a look at all this area here. Yeah. Let me see if I can open up OBS here so I can see a little bit more. There we go. Oh, we do have a new subscription on the channel. Hell yeah. There we go. Am I at 357 now? I mean, I'm just looking at all of this, but man. Okay. Let's see. Not bad. So, I think that it's because it's now 7 o'clock, this main one has been canceled, and it is moving straight east. It looks like it is going to stay on the very north side of the Louisville Lake, so we're not going to see. I think the storm is pretty much just going to ride 380 and even going into Melissa, which, I work over to Melissa tomorrow. It's going to be a really, really wet morning. My word. All right. Luckily, they're all, I don't want to say it. Luckily, a lot of these storms are going to be, oh no, it's not the storms. Well, what am I saying? At least the place I'm working at is turf, so this tomorrow and Sunday will not be a problem. But for those watching that are working Boys Classic League, you should be fine. I mean, this storm is not going to cross Sam Rayburn the whole way. This is going to stay, because Richland College is right over here, MoneyGram's down here. There's nothing that's going to be coming out of this that is of significance. Let me get some water here. But it does look like this hail core right around here is now starting to organize itself a little bit more. So anyone that's right along the right along or north of 380 is going to get some hails, and we might or might not see a little bit more of the whatchamacallit. Of some hail. We'll see. I think, yeah. That's what I thought. I was like, I don't know why I didn't do that. So what they've done now is they've added this portion here, which honestly I don't know why they didn't just bring this up farther north in the first place, because of this hail core here. It is still going to bring in a ton of rain coming in for North Texas, especially as we head into the Louisville Lake drainage basin, or that this is sitting on right now. There's going to be a decent amount of rain coming in for that. This stuff here, I'm going to be curious to see if, this will be coming over here towards North Texas, but exactly how it's going to form is going to be something of interest as the night goes on, because it is only 7:03 over here, so it's not very it's still later in the evening, but the sun has not set yet, so we'll see how this goes. And ooh. Let me look at relative velocity. Ooh. Yeah. Anyone that's in Pilot Point, you're going to get hit with some 60 to 65 mile an hour wind gusts on radar. And there is one gust over like in West Prosper that's pushing 56. But yeah, so this area up here is pushing a lot of wind. So this is going to be the main wind threat up here. We're clocking in 65 miles an hour just from this area here. We now have a report of a $50 size hail. Let's see where that is. I believe that is this one here. Yes. So now as we head into the Krugerville area, we've got reports of a 1.25 inch hail. Excuse me. Holy cow. And yeah. So with these storms, at least with severe weather, for those of y'all that don't know, there are two. It's either one of two criteria for it to be considered a severe thunderstorm warning. The first criteria is going to be winds at or above 60 miles an hour, and or hail above an inch in diameter. So now we've got both of them. We do have a 1.25 inch hail diameter report here. The curious thing is going to be, what in the world is this doing? I mean, this would be a really weird storm to be having any sort of rotation. I doubt this is going to happen. Is this going to break off? Oh, I hope that don't break off. I hope this doesn't just break off here, and then this one and then this storm here just kind of goes straight east, but then this one forms something. I'm going to look at the SPC for a minute. I'm going to double check and make sure that we do not have a severe thunderstorm warning going on, because I do not need to be seeing it. Well, not a severe thunderstorm warning. I do not need to be seeing a tornado warning at all tonight. I mean, yes, it's September, but why? A lot of these storms are supposed to be like, yeah. I mean, look. I mean, we have the SPC on here. The 2% risk of tornadoes is supposed to be in and around like the central Tennessee, east central Kentucky, northwestern West Virginia, and then the southeast Ohio region, and like the very southwest corner of Pennsylvania. So there is not really much that's to be expected just from the storm. And I would be like kind of a little bit disappointed if there was something more to that. There we go. That's what I wanted to see. So I really hope there's not going to be another embedded tornado today. I mean, relative velocity is looking like something's about to do something looks sus, but I really hope not, because I do not want to be seeing that shit, seeing that stuff. And I know some of my friends are going to be like, ooh, you're going to get storm chasing? My answer is no. I really would rather not storm chase today. I'll sit here and look at this stuff, being like, what's it doing? But I don't want to go storm chasing. Here we go. Oh, man. A lot of these have brought in... Actually, they've brought in a decent amount of wind. I mean, as you can see on the very south side of the storm, we've had several reports of small tree limbs breaking. And now, this is Houston area. My bad. So, looks like there is also a storm popping up in Houston, which... What in the world? Dude, that's a false report. That is a false report. If I can see that, I can say that again. That is a very false report. And as we can kind of see here, that hail core is really substantial now. Oop. Coming up here. And like the Krugerville, like the eastern Krugerville and western Prosper area. Right over here. This is going to miss probably most of mainland Frisco and probably southwest McKinney. But holy cow, this is producing some wicked hail. That's fake. Half-inch hail. It was probably our most recent one. So, I think that one's right inside. Nope, that's inch. That's a 1-inch hail. So we do have a second report of 1-inch hail. Yeah. That is. I don't know. Let's see. Hope these storm systems don't stick around for all the college football games tomorrow. I think most college football games will be fine tomorrow. I mean, if there was going to be a pretty big thing for football, I mean, I think most schools have turf, so it's not going to be a problem. Yeah, I would definitely let them know. I think whatever football game is tonight, whatever high school football game is tonight for anybody, if they're at home and in the line, they're going to be probably delayed, at least for the next few hours. Because again, I think most schools are turf, and I think same thing with most football teams for colleges. They're turf, so it's not a big problem. Now, coming up here, this is something to keep an eye out on, because what in the world is that? I really hope I don't have to see that again, but it's not really in the middle of anything. It's on the south side of a big hailstorm, big hail, so I don't know what to think of it. It's still pushing like 65-mile-an-hour winds, which is still absolutely bonkers for this. I mean, this is still strong enough that wind alone is still going to probably cause a problem over the next next few hours. It'll be interesting to see again how this really works as we keep going on towards the rest of the day. I would say anyone in and around Melissa and Anna and Van Alstyne, I would not be surprised if they actually start to if they kind of start taking everyone inside, because it is 7 o'clock. I think at this moment, this might be a rough estimate as to where Anna High School is, but I would bet that they're keeping an eye out on this, and I have no idea if any lightning is within that 10-mile radius. I could probably take a look at my phone here if I can, but I'm not 100% sure. Let's see. I'm going to open up my phone. I can't show y'all what's on my phone because it just isn't like that. No, I need this. So Anna, yeah, as of right now, even on my phone, it's kind of showing the same sort of range-ish. It's still just outside of that 10-mile range. But actually, never mind. I think they're probably already on a weather delay at Anna, and they're probably checking to see whether or not they just want to keep going or if they're going to play on, because this is going to be another thing. This is going to cause a headache for another hour at least, because the bulk of these expire at 7:45. It's currently 7:15. So that means that the storm in Anna is probably going to hit closer to about 8 o'clock, which is very well into the late hours of, well, that night, to be fair with you. Let me move this down here so I can see this better. There we go. Now I can actually see some of this stuff better. Okay. And yeah, holy cow. Like 380 is getting absolutely pelted. There we go. And even like the much heavier portion here. This is like, I don't know if I would say this is almost like West Salina, East Aubrey. That is packing a punch when it comes to hail. Now, the most recent reading was from 7:13 and kind of Northwest Prosper, where someone did report 1/4 inch hail. As well, yeah, this storm kind of looks like this now. The interesting thing is, what is this doing down here? Looks like it is starting to move farther down south. No rotation, but what is this? What is this collaborative mess? Oh my god. Please tell me that isn't. I don't think that's rotation, because that is just that is dumb right here. I think this might be some. I think these are all false readings because of all the hail. Hold on, sorry, SDP. Yeah, this is on like the very north side of that hail core. So I think this stuff, let me look at relative velocity. I think all of this stuff here is kind of bouncing off of this hail core right here. So this is not getting some sort of I don't know how to say that one. I'm going to double check and see where how Texas is. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. Well, yeah. How Texas. I'm just going to double check where that is. That is that is north of Van Alstyne. That is a maybe. I think. Is it going to come towards Howe, Texas, which is north of Van Alstyne? I believe these storms are moving directly east, so I think all of y'all, well, at least the one person Howe that is asking. No, I think you're going to get all of this rain here on the very north side, which is almost nothing at this point. But I do think that we are going to see, I think, Melissa, Anna, and probably Northern McKinney are going to see more of that hail than Howe. And even like South Van Alstyne would probably see it. They're not going to probably get that as much. But I do not think that Howe, Texas is going to see much of anything. It's something interesting to watch. I'm not going to give you that. I won't give you that. It'll be interesting to see just from the north side. If you decide to just like come down 75 just to watch it, I do not recommend sitting in a Melissa or Anna if you don't want to get hit with hail. I'll give you that. That would be a really, really dumb idea to do. But I'm kind of. This might be a stickler. I'm kind of watching this area down here because this just looks weird at all points. And I'm kind of curious to see if whatever that is forming to be. I need to open up Discord because if I see anything on that chat about yesterday at 7 about that. Yeah, they're all looking here. I think no one's really looking at the weather today, so. Yeah. Everyone's just like, bruh, what the heck is this? Even I would be like, I really don't know what this is going on here. Even on relative velocity, like, ew. We got a new report from Denton. I'm actually going to read that. And at 6:45, observed a strong straight line wind event, and anemometer read 55 miles an hour at that moment. A 7-inch diameter tree branch was ripped. Let me see if I can find that actual thing. There we go. No, let's get out of here. So, 7-inch diameter tree branch was ripped off of a tree in the yard from approximately 20 feet high. Photos of the damage are available. And that is directly from Damon Munson from the Spotted Network. The next big question is, what in the world is this doing? I mean, outside of the stuff down here, I'm curious to see. That is a pretty interesting. That is, I will agree, that is from them. That is a interesting downburst. But is this storm, is this hail really affecting this up here? Because that would be a very dangerous thing. Because most of the time you'll have the hail up here and then the rotation, not flip flop, or the hail's to the south and the rotation is to the north. Oh, that's it. It's booking. No, back here. There we go. I mean, this is packing some interesting stuff. Very interesting. I'm not sure how long this is going to last, but we will see. It is going to be something. Do I have a channel Discord server? I don't. At least none that I haven't really put so much work in that I can get working. I'm going to need to probably put some more work into it to get it working. But I would agree that even I'm looking at the Ryan Hall Discord, and even there, like, that is some comparatively suspicious rotation over. Oops, wrong place. I did not mean to press that one there. I meant to do this. And Discord. There we go. Yeah, that is a pretty big. I think there's a downburst like right up here because there are some spots that are pushing 81 miles an hour. Yeah, this right here, I'm surprised that they haven't updated the like they haven't updated these thunderstorm warnings to kind of chop them off coming to here. Or better yet, like extend more towards the southeast. I don't know. But yeah, we see another 1-inch tree limb is broken. There's a flood somewhere. Yeah. No, that's 707. I'm actually curious to see where this one is. Oh, so this is actually over up here in like the Aubrey area. So streets, road, there's some vehicles stranded out there. That's not good. That really is not good. I don't know. Let's see if I can. Kind of just close that out a little bit. There we go. That's better. Just want to make sure I've got everything live. I don't know what these things are showing up here. It's kind of okay. I don't think there's anything new just around here. I mean, There was a new scan not too long ago. Now my phone is starting to blow up on everybody. Jeez, from everyone. Jesus Christ. I'm not seeing rotation above his house. Hold on, let me open up Snapchat on here, because this is gonna be a pain to try and have to do it on my phone. I'm not seeing rotation. There we go. That's better. Now, we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning. Actually, I do believe this might hit Howell, because this is now starting to move towards the northeast. And I mean, this downburst is stupid. Look at that. Is that rotation? I really hope that is not rotation. That is ugly if it is. I mean, that's a cross section of over 100 miles an hour. CC drops are not showing anything, so. Let's see. Everyone's like, I see stuff outside of McKinney. I'm going to be like, let me get back onto here. Let's see. $50 in jail. This is, I believe this is this storm. That's this report right here. Yeah. Absolutely insane. Oh, God. Hold on, let me get out of that. I'm just trying to go through Snapchat for a minute, because everybody's like, yo, what the fuck is going on? Let me get out of here. Let's see. Holy cow. Velocity. What the hell is going on, Gunter? I'm sad there's no storm chaser on Gunter. I'm not driving out there. I'm on the back side of the storm. I'm not trusting myself trying to do that. I'm not about to go stand out. I'm not about to go. Let me open up that Discord for a minute, because I want to see. Stop sending me stuff on there. I can't see. Excuse me. Yeah, let me take a look at this. I'm on the Ryan Hall Discord if anyone's wondering. So, what in the world? Yeah, even I'm like, what in the world? Yeah, I think this is what I'm saying. It's like, this is a really weird. Wait. Yeah, this is a really weird storm. Yeah, I think, as I think, the returns are much weaker than they should be. Ooh, look at that picture. Ooh. Ooh. Look at that. That is a interesting picture. North side, yeah, it looks like, ooh, near Salina. That's Florida, and this is there. Guys, reminder, there's a lot more stuff going on, so let me take a look here. They're saying there is a possible hook. I think this is contamination, right? They're saying this is a lot of contamination, just I think because of the hail core, which is on the very south side down here. I mean, that hail core is kind of weakened, but yeah, it looks like how is going to see a bunch of stuff going on. This is what it looks like on STP. Looks like how is, because I think the storm is now kind of starting to move northeast-ish. But yeah, I love how one of my friends is like, how's Plano doing? I'm like, I'm like, dude, there's like nothing in Plano. You're fine. It's just a wind. Oh. Right, the latest one, we got a 1/4 inch hail. So it looks like that hail core has started to weaken itself a little bit. At least taking a look here. So it's not producing inch plus hail, but this stuff does look a little bit interesting to see as it's moving northeast. And yeah, sure, but that'll get blasted too. So we'll see how well this is gonna go tonight. Hold on, I'm trying to look at Snapchat because everyone's like, "Oh, you should look at this, look at this, look at this." I'm like, God damn it, shut up. Fine, I'm gonna look at my chats from here.
Okay, the backyard's fucked up. There's just a bunch of debris and shit from the trees and stuff. So nothing crazy special about that, but like, hell, y'all damn well know this little hangout area that is normally set up really pretty, really nice. Everything, oh, well, that got destroyed.
That's not that much damage either way. Let's see, this should better bring on that cold front. I even know it was storming, but it feels... Yeah, that cold front's already hitting. I have no clue where my other friend lives, where she's like, oh, there's ambulances around. I'm like, dude, I don't know where the hell you live. I can't tell you straight what's going on around you. But yeah, it looks like it is going to pack somewhat of a punch. Are they all both at someone's... I'm not gonna... No, that's none of my business. Yeah, my friend Alex is... I think this is gonna hit the south side. This stuff looks... I'm not sure what that's looking like, but... We'll see how this is all gonna hang out in terms of rain and that stuff. But it was in the straight east, now it's in northeast, so we will see what we get from a lot of these storms. We shall see. How long has it been? An hour? No, not bad. I'm pretty much just gonna watch this storm for a little bit more because it looks like, well, I'm going to move over to KDYX here. Some of these are starting to organize itself just a little bit more, but I think this might be more rain because this storm has just eaten up probably any sort of convective potential energy. It's any sort of CAPE values that are in and around that area. I mean, I can still take a look. Convective parameters. Oh, yeah. This thing is eating up all of it. I mean, look at this. Let's do the 4-panel display here. Earlier, this was pushing like around 4 o'clock. There were areas pushing like over 2,000 cape. Now, it's just eating up everything as this moves up towards the north. And whatever stuff is over here, it's going to head into some reactivated cap area, and pretty much this storm is still sitting in what is very, very, very unstable environment. I mean, these are still SIN values below 100, like either just over or like way below 100. So that is going to be interesting. Helicity looks kind of, well, it looks a little bit high-ish. Enhanced helicity. Wind shear's not great anymore. I mean, Denton still got some really weird wind shear for some reason. In terms of SIG tours, I don't think we'll see any SIG tours today. But yeah, and then we've got the huge convective interest in and around Collin County, especially as they're making their way up here. So, no. Let's bring this back up here. There we go. All right. Looking at the velocity radar, this is still like really, really, really. I don't think that's going to be above much of anything. It was like difference in the outfield batteries modified the lowers a couple thousand feet. Also, that battery, they're very similar. Yeah, pretty much. There's not. I think this is now starting to weaken itself out a little bit. I think what they'll do is they might just let this storm just go on through. I would think they might outside of like that area near how I think I said it right. I probably didn't. If I did, go ahead and roast me. But yeah, there's not much really that is going to be like of big interest. Let me see if I can get this one back up because I want to see what we've got. Oof. My word. All right. There we go. That's what I wanted to see. Yeah, so it looks like a lot of this relative velocity is kind of just right now. Now we've got a couple of hail cores. We've got one on like the very east side of Salina, and then we do have a second localized one just north of Weston. So I think for how the hail core is going to just move directly in between Van Alstyne and how, unless if it moves a little bit farther northeast than what it is now. I'm not 100% sure. Could be different. We can't really tell. Yeah. I agree. He's like, the rod just passed over my friend's house. Look, and there is no tornado. Yeah, it's like this whole area here is just massively contaminated, I believe, from these here. And it looks like now we've got another. It looks like the other hail core is on the west side of Gunter. So it's interesting because it looks like we have another slightly bigger-ish hail event that's starting to play out northeast of Salina. And then now you've got that there. So it's going to be, yeah. So it looks like rotation. That's fair. It's just I don't think there would be one. I think it's, I don't know. I think the National Weather Service doesn't see anything. Because reminder, we're looking only at KFWS radar. we don't have, I mean, technically we do have access to a lot of the other CASA radars, like the one in McKinney, the one up here at the Engineering Center in Denton, there's one at UT Arlington, one in Fort Worth, one in Dallas. I believe there's one somewhere near Mesquite. There's like 7 or 8 in and around North Texas, but there's almost nothing. And it looks like there might be a little pop-up. I'm not going to say like a pop-up rotation, but it looks like we might have another little pocket of heavy rain coming in through northeast Frisco down here. Like, yeah, like right here. This is technically, I believe that is like east central Frisco in that area. But, excuse me. This Romney working on Melissa, and they just missed the brunt of that storm, the brunt of those storms. Kind of curious to see what that'll do later on. I don't know. But yeah, this looks massively contaminated unless if that forms into something, then that would be not good. I mean, I don't think that's in front of anything. Let's see if anyone else has seen that too. Yeah. It is. I can agree with that. It is one heck of a windstorm up here. What's funny is I have not eaten dinner yet, and I'm getting hungry, and I'm just like, oh. All of a sudden, like I wake up from my nap like at around like 6:30, and I'm just like, and I'm hearing like wind and stuff. I'm like, what's going on? I look outside and I'm like, oh, that's some wind. Like, that's a storm. So I sit outside and I'm like, because what's funny is, let me see if I can get here. So from where I am at my house, at my apartment, I face directly west. So I watched this whole thing start to organize as it made its way through Denton. And I didn't get to see the hail because, I mean, it kind of just went to my south, which is this way, and then kind of just wrapped around, which for me, that's not a problem. I have a garage. It's nothing terrible if stuff happens. Plus, I already have hail damage because I think the first time I went storm chasing, I actually went through a hail core because I was trying to chase a tornado, but also I was also kind of trying to just get onto I-20 and I was on 635 and I was trying to really quickly get onto I-20 and head back to my apartment, which at that time was in Arlington. But yeah, I went through a hail core. I do have like a couple dents of hail damage, which nothing too bad about it. I really don't think there's going to be much of anything coming up from here. Now, these things are still packing some wind, especially coming in around Anna. I mean, this is still pushing close, just under the 60 mile an hour limits, which is why we still see the stuff for like western. What is this? This is like west, well, kind of northwest Collin County. So all the stuff in Weston, we're still seeing like anywhere between like 50 to like anywhere between like the mid 40s to some places are seeing mid 50s. Someone's got some basement flooding. Whoops. Yeah. Oh well, that sucks for them. Not gonna lie, I'm just not trying to be rude or anything, but oh well. I don't think this is going to amount to anything, but I think it looks like Anna's probably going to get hit with some hail soon. Yeah, because now we've got a defined hail core on the west side of Melissa, well, west of Melissa, southeast of Weston, moving northeast towards the Anna area. And as I said, this was pretty much going to say what's going on. What's going on from Fort Worth? Yeah, pretty much Fort Worth got absolutely nothing. I think we might see some more rain. We're definitely going to see some more rain tonight. That I'm not going to argue with, unless if this is all just like sitting right around here, which I'm going to actually play it for a minute. But I believe what happened is, I mean, look, if y'all want to see this, so this is actually something interesting I kind of do want to talk about. So earlier we had talked about how there was a outflow boundary that was heading south, and then you had another one that pretty much just collided and then kind of just pushed everything outwards, kind of like that. As y'all see here, as this outflow boundary went out, it pretty much just brought in a bunch of rain. So that is something really interesting. Because then what also happened is, let me see if I can get a better look at this. As you guys take a look around here, no, I need this. Take a look around here, southeast of Breckenridge. You can see that also brought in another boundary going south and pretty much just crumbled this front here. So now it's just a single outflow boundary heading eastward, which, as we take a look down south here, has also managed to produce some storms in and around Guston, Comanche. So right around where the nuclear power plant is, as it's going to start to make its way up towards the Stephenville area. But all of that storms are also dependent on this outflow boundary right here and whether or not it is still going to keep a lot of the storms. So in North Texas, it looks like we are going to be probably seeing another round of rain coming up here from the Dublin area. Some of this is heading straight east, so we might see this not doing anything else. But also we also might see just some of this rain just shifting its way up to the north. Maybe try to organize itself as these couple of storms make their way through I don't know if I want to say southern DFW, but that's mainly going to be like southern, whatchamacallit, I don't remember. But yeah, it's Trident right now, but the Trinity is still pretty high from normal on the levee. Yeah, I believe it's been like that all week. I might be wrong on that, but it's been like that for a good while. Not gonna lie to you. Just because it's been seriously wet. And I think a lot of this is also from the storms that kind of went in through here. Well, that kind of came up here about an hour or two ago that have now made its way up. I mean, if I can find a rain gauge for the Trinity gauge. Oh, excuse me. So it looks like back on Monday, it actually hit 26 feet. So, I mean, well, this is also like the actual Trinity River. This isn't like, I want to find like a, let's see, I want to take a look at the West Fork. Let me open this up here. Yeah, family on the Brazos across from Camp Plantation above Cranberry Dam is up. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, so take a look at this one. It looks like we're still way below flooding. We're still pretty much still at normal pool-ish. And even at Louisville Lake, I believe Louisville Lake is still right at full pool, but it's still kind of kept the same thing. I believe everything here is just a little bit dry, so it's not going to attempt to make of anything-ish. I don't know. Yeah, now it looks like anything from up here has kind of died down. But with normal velocity readings, I think this part here in Van Alstyne is still the reason why this one still exists. And I believe this one still has another 10 minutes left. So we'll have to see if they decide to... Yeah, the West Fork is still way below where it should be. As I was looking at. I'm going to look at my phone just to see if there's anything new. I don't think we could see another thing there. Yeah, quite the forecast. This is for what? Oh. Ew, what in the world is that? Alright. Take a look at that later. Yeah, but there's not real... I think if this does start to organize itself a little bit more, we might see something. But these are still packing about 50 to 55 mile an hour winds in and around anywhere between Melissa, Weston, and Van Alstyne. Well, Melissa, Anna, and Van Alstyne. But this corner here is still the reason why that it is becoming a whatchamacallit, a severe thunderstorm. I don't think there's that much hail anymore coming from the storm. I mean, there is a hail core in and around Melissa and one northwest of Anna, but even the stuff up here near between Howe and Sherman, there's like nothing there anymore. This is pretty much just heavy rain. This is pretty much just like heavy rain, thunderstorms. And down here, there's not much that's really coming out from it anymore. So it looks like it has started to die down just a little bit. And maybe, yep, okay. So now this outflow boundary from all these storms is now starting to push its way east. So I think this is like an almost like non-existent outflow boundary coming south now. So this one will be interesting to see as to whether or not this will just push through North Texas, because this is packing all of this rain here as it's coming east, and it's slowly starting to bring in some more rain. Not a lot, but this will most likely be maybe a lot more like steady rain. And I think a lot of these, I think we've got a couple of storms in around Dublin and Gustine. I think that's what it is. I'm not 100% sure, but that's what it looks like is Gustine. So it looks like a lot of that stuff is just going to go straight to the east towards Walnut Springs, Meridian, and Hillsborough as it's doing all that. But I think this storm over here has kind of died down a little bit. I think they're just going to let this expire in the next 7 to 8 minutes ish. Yeah, because even on relative velocity, this isn't showing much of anything. I think a lot of this has died down enough that it doesn't warrant a severe thunderstorm warning anymore. Will they put up a weather statement? That would actually be a good question. I can't see the weather statements on here, but it'll be something to see. Yeah, that convective discussion that I was talking about earlier, it's pretty much I think that they'll let that expire in a little bit. A lot of the storms today are going to be in and around like the Kentucky and Tennessee area. So if I want to zoom, I'm just going to quickly zoom out a little bit so that y'all can see that. So I'm just going to get out of here. I don't know if I can see them from here. I can't really see the watches area, but I mean, there are a couple of storms moving in through like northeast Tennessee, especially this one, which has a considerable damage threat, but I don't think any of these have possibles on it. No, I don't think so. And they don't really look like they're going to bring rotation in either, especially from that one. If we look at Kentucky over here, this one doesn't even look like it's going to be producing anything. Yeah, because right now there are only about 12 severe storms. There's only about 12 storms, and then some flash flooding over and there's like one flash flood warning in New Mexico, and there's some stuff in California. It's very spread out weather events. Yeah, make sure you stay safe, Michelle, as well. It's just, all we're doing now is, I think right now pretty much everything has started to quiet down a little bit. Ugh, my nose is stuffed up. Oh, my word. SDP. Well, I mean, yeah, we'll see. We'll see if there's anyone else that's going to probably try to take a look at this area here, but outside of that, I think we are more than all right with North Texas at this point. And I think with that, I'm probably just going to attempt to just get some sleep now because I just feel tired at this point. I'm not sick. I'm going to tell you that. I'm definitely not sick. I just feel tired. And I know that I think it's, the Chiefs are playing right now, so we should be more than fine when it comes to rain and all that stuff. So I'm going to end it here. I'm going to at least try and make some dinner before. I'm at least going to try and make something because I am hungry. But yeah, just wanted to do a quick severe weather thing today. Was this expected? Yeah, it was expected. It's just not. I don't want to say nothing really happened. It's just, I don't want to say this. Everyone gets completely caught off guard when storms happen, and I'm just like, can y'all not rely on me? The amount of people that watch me that will look at me and be like, why didn't you tell me this stuff was gonna happen? I'm like, because you should not be just looking at me. I know I'm I know with a lot of my friends, I'm considered the weatherman of the whole group of almost every group of friends that I have. But seriously, y'all should not only be focusing on me. There's other things you should be somewhat active in looking in weather. I at least keep active because because I do it for work. I work outside. If it's expecting to rain, I should know because I need to know what I'm getting myself into. But yeah, before I keep rambling on and on and on and on, and I don't know why my camera just decided to not focus on me, I'm gonna go end this. I'm gonna end the stream. I'm gonna go make something to eat, hip hip hooray, and then I am going to just prepare for this weekend. Luckily, I don't have to wake up that early tomorrow because instead of working at 8 a.m., which would have meant that depending on the complex, I'd have to be up at 6 o'clock in the morning. So if I was working at Richland College, I'd have to be up at 6. And if I was working at MoneyGram Park, I'm going to have to wake up at 7. Well, I could wake up at 6:30. So 6 for Richland, 6:30 for MoneyGram, which are both in northern Dallas. Didn't get affected by the rain at all because if Plano would have gotten a lot of rain, then those complexes would have too, but they didn't. But I'm gonna be at Zplex and Melissa, so it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a very, very muggy morning tomorrow, especially up there. I gotta be there by 8. I gotta be there by 10:15, so I can at least sleep in another hour or two than normal. I don't actually know how long it's gonna take to get up there, but for me, it'll probably be about an hour. But yeah, I'm gonna go eat something. I don't know if I'm gonna watch any sort of. I don't know if I'll watch the Chiefs game right now, but I probably will throw a movie on just because I'm why not? Yep.
I'll see y'all later. Make sure y'all like and subscribe for anyone that isn't like my other channels. If anyone that isn't my other channels that I just have on my screen, on my other screen over here. If any of y'all are, if anyone's still actually watching, make sure y'all like and subscribe down below. And again, make sure y'all hit that bell icons because you guys will be notified immediately when like when something like this just immediately pops up. Will this happen again? Probably. The only reason why I did this is because I was looking outside and I'm like, ooh, that's pretty. I'm gonna do a live stream on this because why not? But yeah, I will see y'all hopefully at some points. I'm gonna try and get to work on the I-35 video. Luckily, I do have this upcoming Wednesday off of work as of right now, so I will most likely take that afternoon and I'm gonna ride down I-35, record all of that, and I should have it up in about 2 weeks ish. I'm not gonna have it put up like Wednesday night. I know. I like to have my stuff set at 8 a.m. so that I can then just be like, hey people, you should watch this stuff. But yeah, when it comes to mountain biking, we'll see. I was thinking about going to Bridgeport this weekend. Well, oh wait, no, I can't really do anything. I could have gone mountain biking today. We'll see. I'm going to definitely try and do some more stuff next weekend. Well, next week. I think next week I'm going to actually start, like, going out and recording mountain bike videos because I do kind of want to get myself back into shape, fitness-wise. Nothing wrong with my fitness. I want to get back into mountain biking, and I just want to start racking up, and I just want to start doing stuff. Like, nothing wrong with what I've done over the summer where I went to the bar, like, once or twice a week-ish. Yeah, actually, no, it was at least once a week, coming closer to twice. But then when I moved up here, there was a good, like, 2 or 3 weeks where I didn't go out because I was like, I really don't feel like it. And then now one of my friends is back in town, and he's asked me to go out and do stuff. I'm just like, the one place I normally go to on a Thursday, it's just kind of now. Like, some friends are, like, some of my friends still go there, but it's just like, it doesn't hit that well anymore. I think a lot of people are realizing what's happened, and they're just like, I don't really want to go there. So, we'll have to see exactly what I'll do. I think now with Thursday Night Football starting up, I do actually watch. I am kind of, like, half interested in football now because of fantasy. But yeah. I need to stop rambling. I'm going to let y'all go.